Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of House of Royale, Sweet 16, because we are celebrating our guest's birthday today. Sarah was pretty much the Wolf of Wall Street of the champagne industry. Now she's just taking over the comedy scene. And it's such a privilege to have her here. Everyone, please welcome Sarah J. Halstead. Woo!
Thank you so much for having me.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yes,
You're welcome.
It was my birthday. You were there. It meant a lot to me. I had a little show and an after party at Hollywood Improv, my hub.
Yes.
And you were there, and you've been to a plethora of my shows, and it means so much.
I was there, and at the end of the night, I was talking to Rich, your fiance, and he almost had me in tears because
do that.
Living in LA is so hard, and it's so hard to find people who are nice and good-hearted, and just to have friends in general is like, and he was like, listen, whenever you need a friend, like, just let us know and let Sarah know, and you can stop by whenever. And I couldn't even speak. I was like, just
Yeah, we mean that.
oh,
Absolutely.
it's so needed.
It is.
Yeah.
It's, we're so fast paced here. And I think that because of COVID and, wrapping around, the tail end of the pandemic, and hopefully it stays that way. But, I think that people feel like they're behind.
Yeah.
So now more than ever, it's just go, 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 go with everyone. And we're forgetting to call our friends. We're forgetting to call our gram.
Yeah.
We're forgetting to smell the roses. I'm just speaking for myself.
No, it's so true. I look at social media right now, like the past couple of days, and I'm like, oh my God, it's 2019 all over again. Right before the pandemic hit, it was almost like everyone was at their peak moment in their career and just killing it and doing, and you're just wondering, like, how is this person doing that? And like just looking around going, oh my God, like it's just exploding.
Catch up.
Yeah, and even in the midst of a strike, people are still going full force.
They're finding
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
And controversy or not, hence Drew Barrymore. I mean, people are, just trying to maneuver around it or try, just like everyone tried to get creative during that time as well.
Yeah.
And so I think, you're going back to our point. I make time for your friends, people. Make time for your family, artists. Yeah. It's mainly artists, I think.
Yeah.
In this world, or who knows? I don't know. It could be in every business, whatever.
You were out there picketing with everybody, right? Like you were a part of the strike.
Mm-hmm.
So what is going to happen? Like, this is what I want to happen. Netflix is going to be like, you guys, you're right. We're so sorry.
Wishful thinking.
And they're going to pay everyone at least 40 G's an episode. I mean, it's just insane. Like on the music side of things, music labels are making $72 million a day. I mean, I can't even wrap my brain around how much Netflix is making or Amazon
All
or
of the streaming networks.
It's insane. I mean, are you paying for more than one?
My residual checks are a joke. Not that I was ever, I'm like a, guest star, co-star, which means that I don't have like that contract, but I was a, professional actor.
Yeah.
And the residual checks used to be able to get you by.
Yeah.
And now absolutely not.
But I mean, as a consumer, because we're going to get into your career as an actress, but as a consumer, I know I'm paying for Netflix, Amazon, HBO, Disney Plus.
Everything.
Right.
Yes.
And we can't afford it.
And we don't even know. And then we forget like the trial periods and then they get us. And
And so yesterday I Googled, is it helpful to cancel my Netflix subscription in light of the strike? And they're saying, no, don't do it. Because if we cancel our subscription, it will set a lower number for what Netflix is making. And so therefore it will make the case worse for SAG. So I'm like,
fascinating. I don't know.
Right? I'm like,
Sure.
you guys should tell us to just cancel our subscription.
$16.99 a month, but I guess if everybody does it. It's yeah, worth
And
a
music,
shot.
I'm also paying for Spotify and Apple.
Yes.
It's just like nuts. And now I'm like, I want to pay for YouTube Premium, because I'm studying all of you guys on YouTube and I'm like, the
Love YouTube.
commercials. Ugh.
I know the commercials suck.
Ugh.
But YouTube Premium is something that we have to like learn how to create.
Yeah.
I'm just as an artist or creator, I'm really burnt out
Yes.
of having to create content for so many different platforms. I love creating content, but it's having to do it for every single platform and keep it
Preach.
interesting, different, and then promoting shows.
Yeah.
Insta stories, Insta post, Insta reels,
Yeah.
Insta threads,
Yeah.
X, Facebook stories, TikTok. It's just like
And
YouTube.
here's the deal with that. Like, shout out to Vinny Hobbs, who's like one of the biggest music video editors in the game. He was just like in Rolling Stone for like one of the best music video editors. He did 2 of my videos.
Well, your videos are the bomb.
But like blessed to have worked with him.
Love your work.
When he posts, because he lives on his laptop, right? That's his job. And he makes a lot of money. But it's like he has to have an environment that's like either in nature or like the view is like what he's posting. And it's so encouraging for me because I'm like, I can't be in my apartment all day long.
I tell you.
Doing the phone, the computer, back and forth.
No.
Because it's like, for this show, it's like I have to have at least 3 or 4 clips per guest. And it literally drains the life out of your brain, really.
I would rather dig out my eyeballs with rusty spoons. Just imagine the image, people. That is what I would rather do than edit my shit. Okay, I don't have the bandwidth and I don't have the temperament.
This is her next character on American Horror Story is the social media tycoon who
just goes crazy.
Yeah.
Just goes nuts, starts killing everything around the plants. I'm starting with the plants.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
There aren't enough hours in the day.
I want the aliens to come and just end it all.
I think, I want just to appease our curiosity.
Yeah. And the other thing is like, people will be like, why don't you just hire people to da-da-da? It's like, because this shit is already expensive. I can't afford to hire an editor and someone to be. And by the way, if I handed the full episode off to someone that I don't know, God forbid I see a clip that I don't approve of.
Exactly. They're not going to do it the way you would.
Yeah.
And, maybe they're going to like miss that half-second beat that makes a difference in your work and for comedy as well.
Yeah. You know what? Another question for you on that, because I am struggling with this, okay? I look at Sophia F. and Tana Mojo, and I'm like, the guts, the balls on these girls. They will post the most controversial, just the one-liners. I'm like, ugh! Like it'll say like vagina gate. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And I'll click on it and I'll just be like, how do you have the courage to post this on Instagram?
I think I have an idea how.
Okay.
They don't have kids, which I don't either.
Yeah.
But they don't have like any kind of position or responsibility in the corporate world or in the, like if I'm still a little tied down.
Yeah.
So I still have an intrinsic link to the wine industry.
Yes.
And I need to be respectful.
Right. Because you know who's looking at your stuff. For me, I mean, look, if I ever make it one day and people take clips of this and be like, really, Rochelle? But
This is impressive. What are you talking about? This is
no. I just mean the side hustle in my life that pretty much everyone knows about now because I've spoken about it publicly. So everybody can use my side hustle against me. But my upbringing, my foundation, my childhood, my mom being my coach, it's like that really is what holds me back, because in the beginning of this podcast, I was posting stuff that was like getting a big reaction. Like I would be like, I think everyone's gay. And then I saw one choreographer go like this on one of my posts and I was like,
oh.
And it made me feel so bad because I'm like, I don't want people I respect to look at me like I'm being controversial and trashy just for views.
Yes, and we know those artists.
But there is a part of me that's like, I do believe in the things I say on this show, and I would like to post them as clips.
And it is your own damn show.
But
you should be able to do what you want.
But it's hard to post it.
And sometimes people just misconstrue, and editing and things can be taken out of context. And,
definitely.
And people take words way too
seriously. And as a comedian,
it's, because you're funny and you have great timing and you're interesting and you're dynamic. And so you were being an entertainer in that moment.
Yes.
People just need to relax.
Right.
Just relax.
Right. And it's like that the thumbs down comment did come from someone who is married with multiple children, and she's super duper religious. And the clip was something like, it was about men at the workplace going, oh, we'll pray for you. And me and my guests were like, we don't need to hear that from you guys. We don't need to hear, I'll pray for you. Like, how patronizing is that? Yeah. And I think she meant that I was like, shunning God, like in the name of Christ. It's like
you can't make everyone happy.
No.
Not everyone is going to like you.
Right.
And
that's the thing is I'm like, what is wrong with me? I can't believe I'm holding back so much because I'm not ready to have haters.
Well, and how many times have you received, something that you post, like a music video, which they're the bomb. I love your work so much. But how many times do you get a plethora of compliments, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of praises, but you'll get one that's not.
For all of us.
And you focus on that one.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And here's the deal. This is what pisses me off is like, I really haven't dealt with, I am not big enough to have haterade. Like, I don't have the haters coming at me yet because I don't have the numbers. But I know, Sarah, oh my God, if I did go viral, which we're going to pop off, and both of us are literally going to hit it big time, I am preparing myself for that because
I think you should. And I think currently you're bigger than you realize.
Thank you. But I don't get a lot of hate because I'm playing it so safe. And even with the music, I don't really get people going, oh, this is trash or this sucks because it doesn't suck. No.
It doesn't suck at all. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. It's like fierce.
Thank you. But I was just telling Angelito, our beautiful engineer over here, I'm too afraid to do stand-up comedy. I mean, you guys have balls of steel going up there, testing out jokes, seeing what works, and then finally getting a set that's like people are dying laughing.
Well, sometimes I play it safe and I only do the jokes that I know work.
Yeah.
Depending on the stakes.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm with a lot of celebrity comics, if it's at a really high profile venue, packed out, then I won't take any risks at all. And I just will do the stuff that is, that I know is just going to hit.
Yeah.
And then, what I did last week with my fiance, Rich Chassler, it really took a lot of balls to do what we did.
Yeah.
And it was a full room, but it was my birthday show. And we said, why not? So we tried this thing, a dual set together.
And you know what's so crazy? Coming from somebody that knows you guys personally, and I've seen both of your guys' stuff, when you walked on stage, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, is Sarah actually mad at him right now? I bought into the bit. And then eventually I realized, oh, thank God, like this is like they're working on this. But I was like, Rich is gonna be so pissed that she just
we have a long way to go. It's this new thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
This, dual set, because not a lot of couples are doing that right now.
Yes.
Stand-up comedian, I can't think of any right now. Maybe there's.
I was just thinking, oh my God, this is bringing back like the Ricky Lucy
we're trying
dynamic.
The Nichols and May.
And it is fresh.
So we're just gonna keep working it out, and the only way to do that, and it hurts initially because it's gonna suck for a while.
Yeah.
But the only way
I mean, it does not suck.
The only way you can get better is by taking those chances in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
And, so and it kind of brought me back to my early days of stand up. Like when the only reason we didn't bomb is because it was our room. They were like a lot of friends,
Yeah.
people that knew us, the venue knows us. So we were able, but I think if we did that like in the Midwest or something, I think it would have totally tanked.
Well, I loved it, and I
Well,
actually
thanks.
was believing it the second it
Oh,
happened.
good,
So,
good,
yeah,
good.
that's gonna be a banger when you guys get that together. Okay, so you grew up in Michigan. You did ballet. You're just this phenomenal piano player. I want to talk about ballet for one moment because everyone that knows me knows that I'm obsessed with you, Whitney. We love Whitney Cummings.
Whitney,
Okay.
Whitney.
Like you're paving the way for women in comedy. You're a genius. You're a millionaire. You're a boss. You are not playing by the rules.
And you're beautiful at the same time.
Yes. However, coming from someone that was required to take 5 ballet classes a week just to be on the competitive team. And I mean, we're talking at the dance studio, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., right? And that was the foundation of who I became as a person, like the discipline, the training. And you were talking about your first piano coach who was like super hardcore,
strict
the German lady that whooped your ass.
Yeah, with a ruler and would scream at me and with the markers.
Yes.
You get an F today's lesson. And it was awful.
That was my mom.
Yeah.
Get out of class, you're chewing gum. I was constantly being kicked out of class. But your hair's back. You have to be early, not on time, but like early, which like LA, I was late today. I mean, it just trains you to be a professional.
It does.
And when my mom had a career in LA, I mean, all of that stuff was mandatory or else you don't get the job. So that's how she trained all of us kids. And ballet for me, ballet was not what caused my eating disorder, Whitney, okay?
I didn't know you had an eating disorder.
Oh, yes. I mean, multiple, of course. But I think just being a woman in general, we deal with body dysmorphia. Yeah. You don't have to be a ballerina to be obsessing over your weight.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But ballet, for all of the
Your
kids
physique
out there.
is perfect, by the way.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, you're perfect. Like there's nothing,
Thanks. But I do want to lift up ballet and dance in general because dance has saved lives. It has given underprivileged kids opportunities it's just like football. It's giving children an opportunity to be a part of a team.
Right.
And to be a part of.
It's athleticism.
Yeah. And be a part of a community.
It's really serious athleticism.
Yes. So to all of the ballerinas out there, I love you and keep doing it. And it's beautiful what you're doing. And we need to go see ballet shows because it's so important to see these kids that have dedicated their lives to something so important to them that has changed their lives. And so I just want to give a shout out to ballet and Whitney. Yeah. Like I hear you on like the anorexic porno, whatever you.
It was just a bit. It was a joke.
I know.
They were just jokes.
And also to the men in dance. Please, we need more male dancers. I think it's so beautiful to see male ballerinas and men in the dance world. At our dance studio, we had over 20 boys on the competitive team. And every time we went to competition, that was something really magical for people to see.
Oh, yeah. Jump in the air.
Because it's like, oh, you're gay if you're a dancer. And it's like, well, it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. Like, come on in, boys. Like, come learn how to dance. It's the hottest thing.
They're majestic.
So hot.
Brian Boitano, what?
Yeah. Penny Wormald. Penny Wormald, I want you to come on the show. I still love you so much. And my first dance partner, Nick Lazzarini, who we'll skip over that, but so anyway, I just, it's great that you did ballet and what it's like.
I know what it's like. I know what it's like for my mother. My mother would forget to pick me up. And I have that in a bit. And I would have to
Thanks, Mom.
stay for the next class and then the class after that. And then the ballet instructor would end up having to drive me home. So yeah, ballet was really a big part of my childhood.
Abandonment. This is why you're so good. This is why.
Yeah. And my mom was just on the street working. But yeah, she was a working woman.
As a
at that
hooker
point.
or?
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Now, in hindsight, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. You know what? That explains it all. Exactly. She was a realtor. Same thing.
Oh,
Same
right.
thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I was a terrible ballerina. And
Yeah, right.
my feet are deformed. I do have really bad. I need to get them fixed.
Okay, wait, hold on. Can we have a foot moment? Oh, wait, hold on. That looks like I'm sick.
So beautiful.
Let me cover my cheek.
Her art, even when she's wearing sneakers, her feet are arched.
Okay, but let me see your foot too, because Sarah's feet are so beautiful.
Are we doing
Just
this?
put your shoe out. Okay, Sarah's foot. Oh, we talked about this.
I have
This part.
arches, right?
You were born with the perfect ankle for ballet. Okay, like I'm not even trying to hear that you were not a good ballerina. That's
well, the feet looked. It's just as long as you didn't look at anything else.
Oh, honey,
I was
feet
sort of
are
like
gorgeous.
But I'm sort of like Pinocchio. I mean, I don't lie. It's all the time. But my body, I'm just not very graceful.
Oh,
But
okay,
because
well.
of ballet, my posture is perfect as is yours.
Oh,
See, there
okay,
are
good.
so many good things.
Yeah,
coming
because
about.
I would say that if you had stuck it out, you probably would have been an amazing dancer. Because when you walk out onto the stage, it's like, hello, like it's like a Las Vegas showgirl. Like it's so good. I'm like, I am ready to see this show right now.
I love to perform.
Yes.
I do.
You're such an amazing performer. And so also another thing I thought was so interesting is you're right. Like when you came out, you were in LA first when you were the commercial situation when you were doing
I was
commercials?
in New York first. So
New York first.
From Michigan to New York for about 7 years. And
Yeah.
I was acting in like off Broadway. I did one off Broadway play where I played a pianist on stage.
Ooh.
So that kind of came back full circle in
Yeah.
a very good way. Mrs. Newhart, the German teacher, would have been very happy.
Mm.
And then I did commercials and I did soap work. And I thought I was a failure. I was comparing myself to other people whom I went to school, and they were in movies. And back then in the 90s, being in movies, that actually trumped television shows.
Yeah.
So that was, I left acting when my mom died when I was 26, and I just meant to take a break. But 12 years went by.
But the crazy thing about that is that now booking a commercial is king.
Now,
Like-
commercials, and I did, like, when I returned to LA, when I was in my 20s, I would be lucky if I booked like 2 commercials a year.
Mhm.
And then I was booking, the average was 3 commercials a week when I returned
Jesus.
in 2015. That only lasted for 2 years.
Whew!
And then it just stopped.
Ugh.
It just, and I'm slowly booking commercials again, but
Yeah.
there was just like a period where, I
Yeah,
think
that's wild. I mean, to say that
It's a
you've
lot of
done
luck.
over 90 commercials, that is
well over
nuts.
100 now. Yeah.
over 100. And that
Yeah,
is
in a short
incredible.
period of time. Like that was just when I returned, back to show business in
Yeah.
2015. So commercials just seemed to be the thing.
Yeah.
And
Can I just say really quickly, last night, talking about the 90s and movies from the 90s were so magical. And I just saw The Mask last night.
oh,
Was it 92 or 94? I can't
that was
remember.
great.
92 or 94. And it was Cameron Diaz's first
mid-90s.
role.
She
But I
was-
can see why movies were such a big deal.
She
because it
was such a dish.
Oh my
Sorry, no
God.
disrespect.
And that movie is so magical. And
Yeah.
Jim. Oh, Jim.
We miss Jim.
Jim Carrey. And the
Wish he was back doing
music.
stand-up.
God, I know, right?
But he
Jim,
doesn't-
come
he-
back.
He's just painting, doing his own thing because he can.
Oh my God, I know. Oh my God, come do the podcast.
I really, I'm so happy for him. And I think like that's the goal. I just want to wake up and have one thing to do
Yeah.
instead of, like just all this diversifying bullshit,
Yes.
podcasting, acting,
Yeah.
comedy.
Another thing about that is like Heather McDonald brings this up. She goes, back in the day, it was so hard to even get tape as a comedian.
Oh,
Like you
yes.
would have to fight to get tape of yourself on stage. And
Yes.
nowadays, it's so overset. We have so much material of ourselves on all of these different platforms that it's kind of like, yeah, it's great because that's your portfolio and casting directors can just see it. But at the same time, it almost gives you like this false sense of validation. And you're like, okay, I did it.
Yes. And sometimes, it's tape that you didn't approve.
Yeah.
Like we have too much tape that's out there.
Yeah.
Someone was trying to take a tape of me at my show, and I guess the venue
Shut it down.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, and I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, well, and now their AI is like, oh, we're just gonna scan your voice and your face, and then we don't need you ever again. It's
Okay,
like,
okay. So what do you think about that?
well, I mean, it could be amazing because we would probably look super hot in the
Exactly.
movie.
Talk about filters.
But it's like, that's gonna end jobs. I mean, we always said robots were gonna take over the planet. So isn't that?
That's really what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
can't
it's
fathom it. For writing, it's
helpful.
well, for editing, it's helpful,
Mm-hmm.
but I still think that it's always going to lack that genuine voice.
Yeah.
And that's something that it can't provide. Therefore, being, a writer and, writing original from the heart,
Yeah.
from the fire and the belly,
Yeah.
that will never be replaced.
Right. Like watching an AI podcast is not gonna be.
No, and an AI can't write jokes.
Right?
They don't have
Ugh.
so
Well,
yes.
it's like, not to bring up Whitney again, but her
Whitney
robot
really needs to come on this podcast.
but she had her sex robot created, right? The Whitney
Oh, I don't know about it.
sex robot. It's on her special from last year or whatever. And she's like, okay, how many people are actually buying these? And is it going to replace sex? And she's like, but that's great because then women can get more shit done.
Oh my God. So it's a robot that like actually simulates.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And she can tell jokes. That's what's so scary is you can program this doll to say whatever you want it to say.
Oh, I'm totally out of the loop on this.
And it has a real vagina that you can have sex with.
So now we have to have a sex doll too? Thanks, Whitney. So many, I'm not keeping up.
Yeah,
but-
so I mean, it is terrifying because we have the tech and it just, whatever. I think that we just need to like keep going full force and keep doing our thing until the world ends.
I think so too.
The Britney
Let's do
Spears
it.
song, like dance until the world ends.
Yeah, let's do it. I think that's
That's all we can do.
Yeah, we just have to keep going. Like even when we feel like, because you're so huge, you're doing such remarkable things. You are such a force, and I don't think you see that. Maybe you see it sometimes.
Well, because I'm comparing myself to the top 10 women,
Right.
like Violet Benson and
see, I'm the opposite. I don't look at anyone. Like if you don't follow me back, I don't follow you, bitch.
Yeah.
Like maybe I should be,
No,
looking
I
at content of
envy
people
you.
that are doing big things. Like in my head, I'm huge.
I mean, you are, but you are. Like, who the hell has a residency at the Improv? Like, that's insane.
Well, I mean, yeah, there
That's
are a lot
a
of
big-
people, but
Yeah, but that's a big deal, Sarah. Not very many
thanks.
people.
Well, thank you.
But I agree with you, okay? And this is something that we all need to work on. And everyone will post those like inspirational quotes about like how your only competition is yourself. But I think because I grew up in the competition world, it's always like, it's like when you're on a football team and you're looking at tape of the other team. That's how I feel. I feel like I need to see what they're doing so that
You're
know how to like, shape and mold and I'm doing it my own way and it's obviously super unique to who I am, but I'm still like, I want to be the best. And so who is the best and how are they doing
I
it?
think you're right. I think, I probably should get more into I need to do a little bit of that. And
It's
I
a
think we
balance.
need to be a little-
Exactly. Yeah, we need to take
kind of-
some here and take some
Right,
there. Yeah.
right.
Put
because
it in my ass.
because I just
transfer.
quickly I roll my eyes when I see people that are, doing amazing things that have the resources,
Oh my
you know,
God.
and that's
I know.
and that just it's an unproductive feeling.
It's so
And I try to
expensive.
also limit my time on social
Yeah.
media where I used to spend so much time on
Yes.
Instagram in particular.
I can proudly say I did not watch the VMAs. I didn't.
Yeah, I did not either, but for you to not watch is a much bigger deal.
And the reason why is because I didn't want to poison myself with that feeling of like I'm not there. I'm a singer and I'm like in my mind I'm like, well fuck, 10 years ago I should have had a Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Britney world tour. Like I could have if I had the team and if all the pieces had fallen together. And so when I watch these things, it's of course I'm proud and happy for everyone that does well and gets to do that. But it is so hard.
There's a reason though for whatever it's going to happen when it happens.
Well, and for actors too, it's like, do you guys really want to watch the Oscars, or do you just do it to like, all right, I'm gonna watch this? And
It used to be that. It used to be the latter. Like I
yeah,
didn't want to watch, but now I vote and I'm
yeah,
invested
yes,
and I want my people to win or and
yes.
I get so I caught up in the
And here's the
in the
message with
story.
that attitude is energy is everything and intention is everything. So it's like, if you're like, look, I'm a part of the community and I'm here to make the community a better place.
Yes.
And I'm voting because I want to give that positive feedback. And the more you're involved in a positive way, then it manifests into your
Our
career.
thoughts and words
Yeah.
have so much power.
Yeah.
And I forget, you are spiritual.
Oh my God. I mean, for your birthday, I went to what is that store called? I'll put it right here. This is where I went. And I got you with these magical candles that you let it burn all the way to the bottom, and there's
And I had
crystals.
to put it in water or something.
Put it in
right?
water
Okay.
and don't blow it out. You let it burn to the
Okay.
bottom with
I'm
your
gonna do this.
intentions. I mean, I am into candle magic. I am
love
friends with
candles.
witches. I love women who are in the metaphysical world.
I love witches and bitches.
Yes. Like, question, after your mom passed away, did she ever come to you in your dreams?
Yes. And it sounds like static and it's so
Oh.
visceral and it's unbelievable and she's not smiling and she doesn't talk.
Same. Oh my God, same.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to understand why you
I
guys
wanna-
are not speaking to us in our dreams.
I
Like,
need to understand too.
I used to think it was because she
I
was.
have chills right now.
Yes.
And it's frustrating and I'm frustrated in the dream.
Yeah.
And I keep repeating myself, are you okay?
Yes.
Are you okay? And she just stares at me.
Did you ever wonder if it's because they're in purgatory? Because that's what makes me wonder.
I can't imagine that she would be though. She was
Yeah.
like such a remarkable angel.
I was told by 3 separate mediums that my mom has crossed over.
Okay.
So
okay.
what I have been told is that if we do see them mute, that it is shadow work, that it's something that we're personally
It's
working
probably-
through.
Yeah, it's my issue.
Yeah.
It always is.
Because I have other people come to me on Facebook and Instagram and tell me, your mom sent me a penny today. A song came on the radio. I knew it was Sue. Like, she's very active in her messages. So I know she's crossed over, or else she wouldn't be able to do that.
I love that you always talk and write about your mom. I
Well,
think
that's difficult too, because
it is.
sometimes you think to yourself, I hope people don't think that I'm exploiting.
No, well, your mom was a big deal, and my mom was a big deal, but Google didn't exist.
Yeah.
And so one of the reasons I like to promote my mom is because I feel like she deserves that. There were no
Yes.
hashtags when my mom was doing her thing.
Yeah.
There were no social media platforms. So I feel like she's been forgotten,
Yes.
is forgotten. And that just breaks my heart. So I created a hashtag and so that's my reason
Good.
for doing it. And I thought maybe that was yours too.
You know what? It's like we just have to do it for them and know that we're doing it because we love them and they do need to be lifted up and remembered. And it's like anyone else that wants to come at me about, using my mom for anything negative, it's like, go herself because that's
Yeah.
not what I'm doing. You know,
Right.
it's her
Oh, I would
students
have never,
need.
ever thought that of
Well,
the
believe me,
objective behind you.
I've gotten some nasty comments
Ah,
about it. And it's just
people.
people are so bitter.
Wow.
And
S
another thing really quick, I'm going to let you talk for the remainder of this episode.
Well, this is nice, though. It's interactive, and we're friends talking, and you really have
Yeah.
become one of my best friends in this
Oh, I love
town,
you.
and I love how we met. We met in line on the red carpet
That's true. Oh my
about
God,
7
that's
years
so
ago, and we
crazy.
just stayed friends,
Yes. Oh, I love that.
and here we
Okay.
are. So, anyway, this is amazing.
So another thing, because like I said, I'm not at the level of getting hate comments all the time. But I would like to say yesterday I got a hate comment from a family member on Twitter. And I think she must be
Family
like
member.
16 or 17, but she's the daughter of my cousin. And
Oh.
I'm not even going to say his name because she was so upset that I said, congrats to my cousin. He's one of the coaches for the Jets.
Okay.
And he's in the new HBO documentary.
Okay.
And I politely on Twitter said, congrats to my cousin, da da da. And I just put the link for the doc.
You were promoting it,
And the
doing right
daughter
thing.
goes, don't use my daddy's name for clout. And I'm like,
Wow.
so I would just like to say, let's try to
Be
bring.
nice.
Yeah, like, where is our value system when it comes to family,
Can't
right?
you be
Like,
proud?
wow.
I
Yeah.
never. I think that to me, that's just you're being proud, and you also have a ginormous platform, and we can post whatever we want. First and foremost, even if you weren't linked, if it weren't your family, would she say that to a stranger that was
Well,
promoting
And
the show?
what's even crazier is that I'm putting myself on the line because he's getting a lot of hate for what he has said on the doc. So it's like, if I were playing it safe, I wouldn't have even mentioned it at all.
What what did he say, or is it too
Just,
to get into?
football coaches talk a lot of shit. And he was just smack talking about certain things. And
So it's getting
yeah, and people were very
so-
opinionated about what he
Mhm.
had to say. And it's like, regardless of that, I was still like, hey, congrats. It's
Little
just
shit.
whatever, And
He's-
when I was on your show, I told you the whole 49er story. He used to
Yes.
be a 49er.
Yes.
And that's like a really amazing, cool thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Whenever I have guests on the pod that have famous spouses or
Yeah.
or relatives, we always talk about it because it's a part of what built you. It's a part of you.
It really is.
It's how you were brought up, your influences. You wouldn't be who you are without
I
that
know.
person in your life. So it's natural. It's not anything about clout, but she's young, and less
So-
experienced in this world.
A message of the day, you guys, listen, you can write the script and you can change the outcome of a situation. And it's like, you just give people love. Like, if people want to come at you, like, even with Whitney, I love you. I love you. And I'm just being honest about how I feel. But like,
She's gonna love you back. I'm telling you, you got to have her on the show.
But we are so sensitive as artists. But the only thing we have to do is just give it love, be good people, and it'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
And, I think, congratulations. I have a friend who's okay, I don't want to like throw out names, but I
Name drop,
I
honey.
have a friend. I have a friend who is she's a famous saxophonist.
Ooh.
And when I told her, yeah, she's a hot bombshell.
yeah.
And when I told her that I was starting to I had a stalker, and I was getting dick pics, and she's like, congratulations. Congratulations when the dick pics stop and the hate mail stops and the stalkery stops, that's when you need to worry.
Yes.
But
it's
as
true.
long as congratulations, that means that you're
Exactly.
hitting nerves. It means that you're
Yeah.
relevant.
I think this
So-
week we should challenge ourselves to post something spicy. I'm scared.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, let's do
Yeah,
it.
something spicy.
Yeah. I'll post something spicy from our interview.
No, people don't start sending me dick pics. I'm not there. I'm not saying I want them. Okay. For my birthday, I had a guy send me 52 close-ups of his penis dressed up in different characters. I'm not even funny enough to make this up. And the only reason I'm not scared is because I saw in the background he had his electrical outlet was from Europe.
Was it Crystalia or Pete Davidson? Who was it? Which
I
one?
wish. One of those.
Or it
I
was
wish
Matt
one of
Rife,
those.
probably.
Ooh.
Who's that male comedian that I asked you about back in the day? I have some beef with you. He's super funny.
Let's see. I'm trying to
And
think
all
of
their
what-
skits have a girl. And I feel like it's kind of misogynistic.
He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Listen to me. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah. What's
No,
his
but I'm
name?
in all of his stuff. Stevie Emerson. I'm in a lot of his
Okay,
stuff.
so he DM'd me and he was like, "Oh yeah, we're always looking for new people to be in our skits or whatever." And I sent him my Karen Drop-a-Bitch, one of my clips from Karen Drop-a-Bitch, which is really funny. Okay,
Yeah.
Emerson. No response. So
Oh, well, he'll hit you up.
yeah, this is a shout out to you.
I know he will. And
All
what's
three
great
of
about
us.
being in his sketches, yeah, they're kind of, I'm just gonna say it. They're, they are what they are.
They're kind of VH1 circa 2003.
It's a little bit, but on purpose. Like he wants that farce kind of retro look.
Yeah.
Like he'll have a laugh track. And
Yeah.
I channel Chrissy Snow from Three's Company.
Okay, I need to see your sketch with him.
Oh, I love.
How many have you done?
I've done a ton
with him.
Yes, and the the only thing is they stay on his channel and he has it so I can't put it on mine.
What?
But that's another.
Emerson. We're scheduling a meeting.
But he's great and you're perfect.
Okay, well if I do one, I don't want to be some dumb blonde bimbo. I want to be like the boss or like you sit there, be quiet. Like it needs to be a power.
I don't mind playing the bimbo.
Really?
I think when you get older, you're like, really? I can still play the bimbo? Yay!
Oh God. Okay, I'm not there yet. I'm like, bitch, you better respect my ass.
I'm like, oh, you don't want to see me in a bikini? What?
Okay, so can we talk about your special?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So my special it dropped the day of the quarantine. And it's called RVs and Cats. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
It has today just at 2 million streams.
Oh my God.
And I had no idea that this little, and it's honestly, it's nothing special. It's really, and it's not even that good. It needed to be color corrected, and it was just kind of a rush job that I put out. And I think you were at the taping, right? At Second City.
I think so.
I think you were at the taping, and I had no idea. But what was really magical about it is what it was able to generate post.
Yes.
Everything, like a lot of really wonderful work does beget work. And my contract with Amazon Prime sucks. It was I make very, very little off that, but I'm really grateful that they gave me the platform.
Yeah.
And to get my name out. And next time, it will.
Could you imagine if we got $1 per stream?
I know exactly, like if I just would have put it on my website, but then it wouldn't have generated that kind of viewership.
Yeah.
So now I'm working on a book. I have a mentor and book coach who's a New York best-selling author, May Fox, and she's working with me, and it's going to be my first nonfiction book. We're supposed to have a draft done in 4 weeks.
Oh my God.
And I'm kind of like on the fast track and to get it published, and it's going to be, I thought, well, am I going to talk about that? Because the special is about me leaving my previous life as a
I was just going to say, wait, really quickly. Here's one thing I love about Sarah. She was rich, super rich, and then was living in an RV.
Yeah.
And then went back to like bougie. But,
and I still love RV living. Like I still one day would love to live in an RV, a luxury RV.
But that's how you were like, F this, I have to.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of salt of the earth, I think.
Yeah. You knew innately that you had to make a change.
I just wasn't happy.
Yeah.
And stuff just doesn't make me happy, but I do think money is important.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, and I learned a hard lesson because I was rather, I had a love-hate relationship with it, and I needed to learn how to know that money was okay.
Yeah.
And
how to treat money like your lover, like your partner,
yeah,
your boyfriend.
because money is freedom, and it allows you to have the ability to take care of yourself. It's so important, But at the time, it was my enemy. And because I equated it to things that, I became like this robot, and I just kind of lost myself.
Yeah.
So that's the special.
I really think that women need to talk about money way more often.
Yes.
It's so crazy how it's still such a gender thing. And like when I talk to especially women that are younger than me, it's still a taboo thing to talk about.
Isn't it crazy? And they still don't have those kind of classes. And like it really should start in middle school, how to manage our finances.
Oh, yeah.
And
straight up.
Never. And my parents, I mean, no fault, but they just they taught me how to balance a checkbook. It's like, okay, that's
mine didn't.
Now.
No, my parents didn't teach me shit. Speaking of which, we both of us need major sponsors for our podcast.
Yes.
So we're doing a shout out right now to like, who do we want to work with?
Well, my podcast is Drinking During Business Hours.
Yeah.
So I talk about creatives, about their creative journey.
Yeah.
And Rochelle was on, and I love that episode, and I want you back.
Oh, yes. I'll come back.
Soon.
Yes.
So yeah, anything like related to the spirits or wine world.
Yes.
Or, anything.
All the big ones like Better Health
and
Eat or fresh. What is it called?
Anything.
Fresh.
I will do like any.
Yeah.
Like.
We need it.
Depends undergarments.
Right.
Whatever,
yeah.
whatever.
All the sex toy people.
Exactly.
We're down.
Sponsorship is sponsorship.
Okay. So speaking of changing careers, to end the episode, we are going to do a pull from the Cardsy B tarot deck. And the crazy thing about Cardsy B, her real name is Rebecca/Bex. And I'm reading her book right now. And she used to be a major fashion executive. Okay. Like she was putting together huge photo shoots for Vogue, like all the top magazines. And same thing that happened to you. She was like, this just isn't me anymore. And she was so psychic that for fun, she was giving her friends readings and they were like, it came true. Like you were right. Da, da, da. And so she just knew that this was her path. And so she created the Stay Magical as Fuck, the Badass Bitches Tarot deck. So we're going to pull a card to see what your future holds for this week.
This is so exciting.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes, everyone get her book. Okay, so go ahead.
So I just pick one?
Yeah, just pick one.
Okay, just this one on the end.
Boom.
Okay.
Okay, who did you get?
No. Oh, so you don't guess the card? This isn't Magic Castle?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, you can. I mean, shit, what would you guess?
All right, so oh, you're kidding.
Who did you get?
I got someone whom I really admire and love and respect, Betty White.
Oh,
the
Betty.
iconic Betty White, the legendary Betty White.
Oh,
and
my
I
God.
can really, really relate to her.
What's her card?
So
at the bottom.
The World.
The World.
Yeah, the World.
The World. That's a major arcana card. So the major arcanas are like Temperance, the Tower, the Star, da da da. And then the minor arcanas are like Swords, Cups, Pentacles. Right. So Betty is the World. Okay, so Betty is the universal golden girl who's done it all, the perfect representation of the World card. She demonstrates mastery of worldly experience and the material and spiritual abundance that follows. And it means completion, wholeness, and success. So there you go.
That sounds great.
Okay, so everyone, please go follow Sarah. Where can they follow you?
I am at Sarah Halstead on all social media platforms.
Yes.
And I have a monthly show at Hollywood Improv the second Sunday of every month called Bottle Shock. And I have a podcast, Drinking During Business Hours.
Woo! Yay. Yes. We love you guys so much. Please have a fabulous day, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.